Penniston was born in Dayton, Ohio, September 6, 1969 in the United States. Even though she was born in Ohio, she majorly was raised here in Phoenix and made her name in who she was here in Phoenix. She is the daughter of a former military soldier, Ronald Penniston, who married her mom in 1960. And they moved out here and she attended church. And she also attended Trevor Brown High School, in which she landed production of bubbling brown sugar, and she would go on to attend University of Phoenix to study liberal arts. And then in 1989, she would go on to be crowned Miss Black Arizona, and then would go on to be crowned Miss Galaxy in 1990. And in 1991, she would go on to meet her producer, who she would be making music for. With, in Felipe Delgado, also known as DJ Wax Dog. And they would go on to release music through A&M Records under music executive Manny Lehman. And there, Penniston would release and make, the most popular music that she is known for, with the single Finally, and of course the album Finally. And Finally was huge. It would go on to be, top charting in numerous countries, of course in the US, of course number 2 on the UK top 75. It was huge all across Europe and other places, and especially when it comes to dance music. It would go on to sell 3 million copies worldwide, and she would go on to be nominated for a lot of awards with that song. She would go on to be nominated and would win an ASCAP Award, which is American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers, with Finally, in which she would go on to win for Song of the Year, Pop Songwriter of the Year, Most Performed Song of the Year. Then she would go on to be nominated and win a few awards for Billboard Music Video Awards, in which she won Best New Dance Artist with Finally. She would go on to be nominated for Best Female Artist Dance, and she would go on to be nominated for Best Female Artist R&B and Rap. She would also go on to win Broadcast Music Incorporated Award for Urban Award of Achievement in 1993. She would also be nominated for a Soul Train Award, and years later she would go on to be nominated for a Greatest Dance Song. So her peak, and obviously her most known record, most known pieces of music, is Finally. That would go on to be her most top charting album and her most top charting single. Not as successful or as popular as obviously her peak with Finally, but she would still go on to have top charting dance singles. We Got a Love Thing would be her second number 1 single. Keep on Walking would be another number 1 single. I'm in the Mood, another number 1 single. Hit by Love, another number 1 single. And she would also have other top charting singles that, although did not make number 1, still were highly top charting, in songs like I'm Not Over You at number 2, Keep Giving Me Your Love at number 4, and even like years after her debuts and her appearance into the game, she would still get another song in Deeper Love in 2005 at number 14. So she is someone who has had really good success. Obviously, she's not exactly a household name. Like, she's not exactly, obviously, a Michael Jackson or Prince, but she's still someone who made something of herself. When I heard about her, I was a bit surprised, because given what I knew prior, I always thought when it came to an R&B singer that kind of emerged and came from Arizona, I always figured it to be the first one we ever had was like Jordan Sparks, So when I learned about her, I was kind of surprised that we actually had someone before Jordan Sparks, an R&B singer, or I guess you can say like a black R&B singer, emerge from Arizona and be popular. So I was a bit surprised the fact that it wasn't Jordan Sparks, but her that pretty much was one of the first ones, and I found it interesting. The only song I heard was Finally. It was a pretty cool song. I didn't listen to all her other pieces of her catalog, but her catalog is pretty big. She would go on to release 3 more albums: Thought You Knew in 1994, Good News in Hard Times in 95, and I'm Moving On in 1996. She would have a live album Divas of Disco Live in 2010, and compilation albums. The Best of in 98, Essential 99, Winning Combinations 2000, the Millennium Collection, The Best of in 2001, and an EP, Cece Penniston. So she has a huge catalog of records, of all sorts of stuff. So I'll put that in the description if you guys ever want to check it out or look at, what I'm looking at in regards to her charting, her sales. But yeah, another notable figure from Arizona. Someone who's not really talked about, not really brought up. Maybe is brought up, but probably is not like someone you think is from Arizona. I know for me, I never was really talked or mentioned. She wasn't really mentioned to me or any at all. Or maybe she was, I just didn't know she's from Arizona. But yeah, this was a very interesting person, and a person who I think, deserves to have the limelight put on her, and hence why she's in this series. So yeah, thanks for watching, y'all. I'll check with y'all in the next video. And, click and comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see y'all.